competition is the motivation. Vex Robotics is the conversation. Everybody wants to exceed, but a few are willing to achieve. I choose to train and win. Preparation can be grueling. It can be lonely. For few people will see or know the unglamorous training. You do what others are unwilling to do.
So what got you started in robots?
So my mother actually was in the hospital, and I also broke my ankle at the time. I wasn't able to play any winter sports, so what I had to do was, it was Christmas also at the time, and my mother got me a robotics set, because I was asking for like a Lego set for the longest time, but I never ended up getting one. So I ended up asking for a robotics set to see how that turned out, and she ended up getting me a Vex IQ kit. And when I got the Vex IQ kit, it actually inspired me to move on to the EDR.
What's EDR?
The Vex EDR is actually a high school group. So instead of for the middle school and elementary, which is the IQ, EDR is for the high schoolers and also Vex U. And with the Vex EDR, it's made out of metal and aluminum, and you have a lot more challenges that you have to face.
So what is Vex?
So Vex is a challenge. Vex themselves is an organization that has challenges each year for each student who is actually participating in IQ or Vex EDR. And each year they have new competitions. Like last year was Starstruck. With Starstruck there were stars and cubes you had to throw over a fence. Then this year they changed the competition up again, and this year you have cones stacking on top of other cones, and you also have stationary goals. With stationary goals you can also stack cones onto it.
What is it about this Vex program that has made you want to go above and beyond just competing?
I'm a very competitive person in general, so the competition really motivates me and makes me push on and want to do better things. I personally challenge myself and push myself to the limits, and when the others are around me to push me even more, it kind of helps me even out more with going above and beyond. So TORC is Team Oregon Robotics Club, and what TORC's main goal is to get out in the community, do a community outreach, and we want to tell people about Vex, what Vex is about, and we want to try and get people signed up into Vex so that they can also experience the Vex organization and the competition within.
How many Vex programs are here in the Willamette Valley?
Quite a few. I don't know the exact number, but there's a lot.
There's a lot. How many here in Salem? How many of the high schools and middle schools here in Salem? Is it most of them? Is it just a few of them?
Yeah, I think almost every Salem middle school and high school has a Vex robotic competition.
So you're fundraising for TORC. Where does that money go?
It will go back into TORC's foundation, and what we will do is we'd buy IQ kits, we'd buy Legos, and we'd buy EDR parts. And with that, we would then, when we go to the community outreaches, we would then have more sets for everyone to play with and learn and create with. Then it would also help out with FlipnAwesome. And with FlipnAwesome is also a robotic group I'm in, and that would kind of help us get to Kentucky and do our expenses then.
And what's in Kentucky?
Kentucky is actually the World Championship for Vex, and so what happened, in order to get to there though, you have to compete throughout the state, and throughout the state there's a platinum and gold division at the end, and if you win at state in the platinum division, you then get shipped off to Kentucky, and with Kentucky you do a World Championship and see who's the best of the best out of the entire world.
What kind of experiences, beyond just the robots, did you have at this world competition that really spurred you to go the extra mile this year?
The competition was a lot more extreme there, and there was a lot more challenges I had to face, like for instance, communication. Because there's 42 countries there, and including foreign countries, so communicating with them can be quite difficult. In fact, last year I was hooked up with 3 South American teams. So they were speaking Spanish and I was speaking English. We were pointing at the diagram, trying to communicate with each other at the course.
What kind of steps are you already preparing for at this point to help you when you get to that again?
So one thing I'm doing currently is continuing to redesign and make my design better for my robot. Another would be dedication in putting time into my robot to improve it not only physically but also improving it like in the program. By that I mean having different autonomouses in the 15-second autonomous period, so it would be a lot more efficient. I would like to have enough Vex IQ kits, EDR kits, and even hex bugs, so I don't have to necessarily just have them build with it there. I like to give them hex bugs to take home and play with and create with. I take these kits out to local community centers like OHSU, the Gilbert House, Ronald McDonald, Boys and Girls Clubs, just to kind of introduce kids about Vex, and that just because they're not the most athletic or they have a physical capability that they cannot compete with doesn't mean that they can't do Vex Robotics. Now look into my eyes one more time. Look deeper. Do you see it? I'm willing to fight for the World Championship. Are you? Who wants to join me?